Continuing our work with translations and reflections, today we start to use the description of the translation or the reflection to predict the coordinates of the transformed object. So we have to do that on number 5. There's no choice. I'll explain why in just a second. It says what would be the coordinates of rectangle D prime, E prime, F prime, G prime, the image of reflected triangle, not reflected, the image of rectangle DEFG after a translation, so a slide, 557 units left and 159 units down. So remembering that a translation, the SLN translation, reminds us that it's a slide. If we're sliding 557 units to the left, I'm clearly not going to be graphing that on this piece of the coordinate plane. I would need a huge piece of paper. It wouldn't be realistic to do. And likewise with this slide down of 159 units. So we just have to think about how does this translation affect my coordinates. We have to first start with the actual coordinates. The coordinate of vertex D is, let's see, I'm 1, 2, 3 to the left, so that's negative 3x. And then from the x-axis, I'm up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get to D, so positive 5. Vertex E is 1 to the left, so negative 1x. And then up 1, 2, 3, 4, so positive 4y. Vertex F, it's actually on the x-axis. It's 3 to the left, but it's not up or down at all, so it's negative 3x. And the y-coordinate, or the y-coordinate is 0 if I'm on the x-axis. I'm not going up or down at all. G is 5 to the left, so negative 5 for x. And then up 1, so positive 1y. E, D, and G all seem reasonable as far as their coordinates because I'm in the second quadrant. So I should have all negative x values and positive y values. And then vertex F is on the x-axis. Now if I'm going 557 units left, how does that affect my coordinates? Which coordinate does it affect and how? And the same with 159 units down, which coordinate does that affect and how does it affect it? If you answer those questions and apply those effects to these coordinates, you can write down D prime, E prime, F prime, G prime without actually graphing the translated figure. Try to do that during the pause and then come back and see how you did.
Paused.
If we're translating or sliding 557 units left, then my x-coordinate is being affected. My x-coordinate is decreasing by 557 because I'm going in the negative x direction. So you have to think about if I subtract 557 from my x-coordinate, what would I get? For D prime, I would get negative 560. Negative 3 minus 557 is negative 560. If I'm sliding 159 units down, then my y-coordinate is decreasing by 159, so I should subtract 159 from my y-coordinates. So 5 minus 159 is negative 154. E prime, I need to do negative 1 minus 557, which is negative 558. And I need to subtract 159 from 4, which would be negative 155. F prime, I have negative 3 minus 557 is negative 560x. And then 0 minus 159 is just negative 159y. Finally, G prime, negative 5 minus 557 is negative 562 for x, and 1 minus 559 is negative 158 for y. And so those would be the coordinates of the translated figure.